Good morning, or afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you. Um, this is just a message for whoever is here. Um, yeah, I guess which is general collective. This is just a message for whoever is here. I'm gonna hit the bowl, boy. Ooh. Oh. Let's take a deep breath. And in and out. To whom it may concern. That's this type of message. You know, when you're in a professional setting and you have to write an email out, to whom it may concern. To whom it may concern. Spirit. It's too many, please. But someone might be in a state of stagnancy, of refusal to heal and move forward. And it's probably just due to a difficulty of letting go of something. Spirit of something else. But maybe there's a need to go within and look within and see why. Just find out the why. Find out your answers before you start this new beginning. Alright, let's flip over here. Three of Pentacles, yeah. I mean, an offer of partnership, of abundance. Partnership more in the... It's not really romantic partnership. Partnership as in, like, business partnership. Movement towards something that will be profitable for multiple. And moving away from indecisiveness. Like if you've had options in the past, it's almost like a rebirth away from those options. That's interesting. And a leap of faith into the future. It's knowing that it's like you can have plenty of, you can be at a buffet and actually, say you have an allergy to, let's just choose dairy, and you are at a dessert buffet. There's a lot of dairy in a lot of desserts. I'm pretty sure like whipped cream has dairy, so if anything has whipped cream on it, ice cream, and there's definitely different like baked goods that have dairy products. And so it's like there might be a lot of options, but none of them are good for you. None of them are going to make you feel good because you know that this is going to hurt you no matter which of these options. So it's almost like a rebirth from those other options into what you know is much better. And some of you might be still I was going to say holding on to the hope of the options, but it's not like there's hope. Um, but some of you may be holding on to the options of the past. And refusing to, it's like, even if this new offer comes to you, it's like a refusal to see that this is the offer you were meant to go towards. So I think it's like some of you are on that path of, no matter what, like this is the path that you're supposed to be on, and you're working through the emotions that the ego death type situation. And then some of you are at this point, but it's like the blockages to working on the ego death are so strong that you're ignoring your intuition and ignoring the signs that have been sent to you, even though maybe you've made steps to get away from those other options. It's still like, it's still a challenge. It's still something that's, you still have to listen to your intuition, like, every step along the way. Like, there's sometimes that I practice, even just... Also, this Hermit card has been popping up like crazy, so you may be a Virgo, or you may just really need, like, the whole advice might just be to be this Hermit energy, because it's been popping up a lot. And I just saw the Chariot, Chariot is also Cancerian energy, and Temperance is Sagittarius. So with those, it's like moving forward to find that wisdom and that balance that is for the best for yourself. The Hermit goes away, hides into its cave, finds the wisdom, finds the answers, and then comes out with their illumination. In this, the Praying Mantis is holding with his antennas the most beautiful illumination out there, the sun. He's holding on the sun. He's coming out of, and it's interesting because this High Priestess is a spider that's going towards the moon. It's upside down right now, but yeah, it's like, don't hide things from yourself. Go internally and find that those answers, because sometimes you won't get closure from an outside source. Sometimes the outside source doesn't want to, or you might just not be able to. Like, there might literally be like a blockage that's just not possible. So you have to find internally that closure and create it for yourself, for whatever the situation is, and find that balance. One of my favorite things about the Temperance card in this deck is it's the flamingo. And they say flamingos are only pink because they have a proper protein diet. And they specifically choose, I believe it's shrimp, but the food that they eat, the proper proteins that they eat, make their appearance pink. And if they don't properly feed themselves, if they don't properly take care of themselves, you'll see it on their skin. It's on their feathers, on their pigmentation. It's very visible if they are imbalanced in their diet. And so it's like seeking that wisdom, seeking that internal balance, and then because for some reason I put the Hermit card on this side, so it feels like that's the steps that you're these first steps are the ones that Spirit want. The first step is this. I guess that's basically what I'm trying to say. The first step is this, of healing, of finding that closure, wisdom, balance, whatever it is for you. And then that's when you'll be able to truly find a partnership, something invest worthy. Investment, wow, that's not a word. Worthy of investing. And it's important not to ignore, important signs, either from spirit, your intuition. Sometimes you can just say, hey, spirit, should I go left or should I go right? And then spirit will say, go left. Right, there's a car crash up front and you don't want to get stuck in traffic. So it's like, spirit will tell you. And you can practice your intuition if you're a little afraid of jumping forward. But just, I urge you to find the wisdom that you need to find in the way that you need to find it, with no harm to all. No harm. And then come out of it with your knowledge, with your wisdom, so that you can make positive steps for yourself in the future and continue on this path that Spirit is guiding you on. Slow and steady. The Knight of Pentacles. Slow and steady wins the race. That literally means what I just said. Slow and steady. Slow and steady. And I, to finish this off, will read what extra message that the Knight of Pentacles in this animal totem. Oh! Actually, I'll read the Hermit first because he be popping up again. Have you ever noticed that things look different in the morning? With just a small period of separation from you and your need for a solution, new options now present themselves. Sometimes waiting is the best way. Sometimes removing yourself, if only for a short period of time, is the best way. Then we turn ahead to the light and step into its brilliance with confidence and resolve, just as we wake each morning from our darkened slumber to the glowing embrace of the sun. Many depictions of the hermit show him in the dark of night holding a lamp. The lamp has become somewhat synonymous with the hermit image. But here in the Animal Totem Tarot, the hermit stands in the light holding the ultimate lamp between his antennae and the sun. Just as the lamp is a symbol of a light in the dark, the sun reminds us that the light will always rise again. The hermit then becomes the promise of the light's return after time spent alone in the darkness. And time alone in the darkness is now what is required. The Bushmen of the Kalahari tell the story of how the mantis, finding himself in need of a solution that he could not immediately find, would put himself to sleep so he could dream it. This traveling to the darkness to find what one seeks and then bringing it back to the light is an important aspect of the hermit archetype. It's also a reminder that sometimes we really do need to sleep on it and bring the problem back into the light of the sun the next day, to be seen with new eyes. The mantis teaches that it is okay to have space between yourself and your current problem. This is not to be seen as a delay, but as a way of allowing some time and space to help align yourself with the solution that you need. Sorry if that's been reflecting. Yeah, it's time to take a break, just for a little while anyway. There may be a need for alone time, not an all-out separation, but just time to be in one's own presence so that you can sort out with absolute clarity what you need and what you want. It is better to know for sure in matters of the heart than to make a decision out of fear or lowered expectations. So give yourself the space you need to see exactly what's going on in your current situation. I like that. I like that. And this is after a situation of, I do believe that a lot of us are going through a rebirth. And soon things will come easily. I'm just getting these, every single card I flipped through, like on this in this book, every single card I flipped to has been something that we've pulled today. Things will start to come easily. It'll just pop up in front of you without you really realizing. The Knight of Pentacles, the prairie dog. Do you know how to stare down a rattlesnake? There is something to be said about protecting one's boundaries and making sure that only that which you truly want to experience is allowed in. Peace, harmony, and abundance don't just happen by accident. They happen by design. One step at a time, you have to know what to bring closer to you and what to keep away. Keeping your line drawn in the sand is an art form, and I have perfected. Message from the prairie dog. The Knight of Pentacles doesn't particularly like straying too far from home. He's not a big grand adventure, romance linked, or full of romance. Knight of Pentacles is about taking care of business, or at least this prairie dog version. Pentacles are Earth, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Can't speak right now. And it's all, wow. Oh my word, guys, this is really just, this is beautiful. This is hard. I want to say this is like hard work, because this is basically seeing what needs to change and putting your foot down. And some people like to try and move your foot. Some people like to say, I see you put your foot down, but I think that there's something underneath that foot, and I want you to lift it. I want you to lift it. Lift it now, because I think there's something underneath it. And you're like, no. I put my foot down here for a reason. I don't care what's underneath it. I don't care what you have to say. If I decide to move my foot to a different spot, then you can see what's there. But this is the time I finally put my foot down, and I'm refusing to lift it, to move it, for someone who does not respect why I put my foot down. And I think that's like the big energy about this. You're finding that wisdom that you need about something, that clarity that you need about something, after going in deep, after being in some sort of isolation, and realizing that if you want these 3 pentacles to start something new, you have to follow your intuition. You have to be firm with the foot you put down. Because people like pushing your limits. People like pushing your boundaries. And a lot of times, especially early on in the process, it's really easy to be swayed. And so it's an encouragement to hold on to your set boundaries, your good boundaries, your secure boundaries, maintain them, protect them. The prairie dog spends many hours overseeing the boundaries of his home. He is not afraid to stand his ground and take on any and all unwanted visitors, even those who see him as food. The Knight of Pentacles asks that you learn the path you are currently on before you seek to wander off to unknown places. He invites you to examine where you are now and see if it's safe, secure, and providing you with all you currently need. Do you know how to set the right sort of boundaries in your relationships with others? It can be very easy to make excuses for people who constantly cross the line and enter into parts of your life you want them to stay out of. At the end of the day, it is your responsibility to keep others out of your personal, sacred space. Yeah, protect your space. Protect the healing work that you've done so far. Do not allow unhealthy habits from the past to creep into your daily routine. Instead, stay alert. I mean, like our prairie dog. Stay alert to any and all threats to the new body you are now creating. Yeah. Make your boundaries bulletproof, Follow your intuition. Keep your foot down. And I feel like success will be on your way. But a lot of this is about doing the hard work. Yeah. Take what's yours, leave the rest behind, and I'll have you take one deep breath with me. And in. And down. Take care.